Hello. Yeah, I don't know if I'm live. Am I live? I don't know. I'm hoping I am. 1 second. This is all new to me. Hey. Okay. So I'm live. Hello, everyone. It's the Nexus here. Right. So that's all set up. Hello, and welcome to my first live broadcast on the Nexus. And this monthly podcast will be about anything and everything about the hobbies that we do. Mainly about my channel and everyone else's channel and what everyone else is thinking. So hello, everyone. So if you want to send me questions and answers, I will start. But firstly, I want to start off with our Terminator. Now, I know someone mentioned, I think it was Mike, who mentioned that he thinks the battery pack will go in here. I think you're correct. I think the battery pack will go in here. And the 2 holes here will be for the circuit board when we get the circuit board. So the circuit board will fit in there, and the battery pack up there. The only problem I have with the circuit board being here is this wire here is very short unless they supply a extender lead. They may do, I don't know, but it's very short, even if it's not going to sit completely flush. So I don't know if you can see that, but it doesn't really it's not, I mean, it's going to be a really tight fit. But yeah, in terms of the Terminator, I think it's actually really good. And it's coming along really nicely. We're getting the shoulders now. As in terms of the head, I think we're sort of left that now. It's really strange that we've got this and that's it. But I think we've sort of left this a little bit behind now. So yeah, that's that. I'm trying to bring up the comments, but the comments don't seem to be coming up. I'm just going to do something else. So here we go. I suggested that might happen. Yeah. So the battery pack will probably, in fact, the battery pack that you get actually fits really well into this little spot just here. It just fits really snugly right into here. So I think the battery pack that we already have sits in there. And then obviously we have the circuit board here. But like I said, it's a very tight fit to sort of bend it round. And yeah, we'll have to see what comes out of that. But a lot of these other wires fit perfectly in. So they're all long enough to do that. I don't think we'll have any wires coming out. There won't be any protruding. This will just be a sort of enclosed unit, I think. So yeah, that's that basically. That's that. Like I said, I think the Terminator is really nice. It's coming along really well. My light is so bright. How's that? Is that a little bit better? But yeah, as in terms of the head, like I just said, I don't think we're going to carry on with the head for quite some time. I've looked ahead and I've looked at this, and yeah, so I've looked ahead on the builds for the next 3 weeks coming out, and it's not the head, so we will not be continuing ahead for the next at least the next, I would say, probably 4 or 5 issues. But I've had a look ahead of the next 3 issues and what parts we're getting, and it seems like we're concentrating now on the left shoulder. So I'd imagine it'll be the left hand and stuff like that. Hello, Dave. Yep, everything's going cool. Yeah, I'm loving the bus build. It's a shame that I didn't do it on my. It's one of those ones that I regret not doing a video on, and yeah, I really regret not doing the Routemaster on my channel. But it's so far along now that I think it'd just be out of sync. A lot of people going, where's the rest of the issues? But yeah, I haven't really. The only issue I've had with the Routemaster, I will say, is that I'm one behind because for some reason the shop last week didn't get it in, and then it was the week before, should I say, issue 79, and it should have been issue 80 this week, but I got issue 79, so they've sort of skipped one. So I'm expecting two this week, issue 80 and 81. We'll see if they turn up or not. But yeah, for some reason, they didn't turn up. So I'm one behind on that. But the bust for me is I'm glad I did it, and I guarantee I said it right at the start when I started building it to friends that there's going to be so many people regretting not doing the Routemaster build, and I think that's what's happened. I think a lot of people now are going, I should have done that build. I should have actually started that, but it is what it is. I also want to bring up the Nissan GTR. So you had the same issue review. Yeah, it's really weird. So they've sort of skipped a week, but I see some people have already got sort of issue 80, and I haven't got. That was last week's issue. So this week's issue, I think it's 81, and I haven't. I don't know whether I'm going to get issue 80 or 81 this week until I go to the shops. It's really weird. I don't know why it did that. They sort of skipped a week, but I have seen, like, obviously Paint with Penny. She got her issues. Now I don't know whether that's through her subscription or the news agents, but it just seems like I know some people also have had trouble picking up. I think it was issue 26 of the Terminator. They're both with the same company, so I'm wondering maybe there was a little hiccup there. But I just really couldn't. I just couldn't pick it up. I don't know why. Yeah, Adrian, yeah, I'm currently at the last issue at the shop so far. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. Like I said, I just don't know why it didn't turn up. It just didn't turn up. I just have to wait until it turns up. I'm hoping that it turns up. I'm going to the news agents tomorrow. It hasn't turned up today. They don't normally get a delivery for the subscription magazines anyway on a Monday. So I'm hoping when I go tomorrow that there's issue 80 and 81, so they're up to speed. If it's just issue 80, then it looks like they've skipped a week. Or they pushed it back to week for some of us. I don't know why. But yeah, it could be due. Yeah, they say it could be due to distribution. Yeah, we had a bank holiday as well, which I know mucks up subscribers, and it mucks up news agents as well. It's a real sort of problem. So yeah, hi Mike. Hi, how you doing? Yeah, we're on the GTR. So the famous GTR magazine. Yep, Mike saying hi to everyone. Yeah, the GTR build, it's a thorn in my side. It's a build I really want to do. It's a re-release. I think it was released back through Eaglemoss in 2011, I do believe. And yeah, Adrian again, hang on. Had no point with it. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I had no problem getting issue 26. World of Wayne had problems, and I know a lot of other people had problems picking up issue 26. Mine was there. It was really weird. The bus one wasn't. Issue 79, it wasn't there, but issue 26 and my Terminator was on time. So it looked like it was just the one, and then everyone else was having the problem with the opposite one that I had. So I don't know why that was all sort of going on. It was really weird. But yeah, getting onto the GTR. So I've done issue 1 and 2. I got the first pack, and yeah, Mike there. Yeah, so I had a problem with the GTR. Was they just keep fobbing me off? I don't really know. It's one of these ones that I really want to do. It's a re-release, not a brand new collection. It's subscribe only, so you can't pick up in the shops. I've done the first 2 issues, and then the second pack with the rest of the issues 3, 4, 5, and 6 were supposed to be here 2 months ago, end of July, and I'm still waiting. And we're at the beginning of September now. or they keep sending me a lot of they keep sending me messages saying that there's the first message I got when I asked what had happened to it at the end of July. They told me that there was production issues with issue 4, which means they couldn't send out the pack 2 until that was resolved. So I was like, okay, fair enough. Then in the middle of August, they said that the problem has been sorted and they expect to start shipping the 23rd of August. I got a message this morning from them saying that there had been some production and issues with the magazine, and it won't be getting posted out yet. They're still waiting, but they expect it to be released before the end of this month or the end of September. So that tells you exactly what's going on, because I know exactly like you guys. They had a problem with this originally. Now, when it first was supposed to be released, which I do believe was back in May, April, it never did. It took 2 months for them for me to get the first pack from me paying. And I know they've been having problems with the DB5 as well, the 007 car as well. And yeah, I don't know what's going on. I know some people, they've taken the money, and I know some people they haven't taken the money. I know some people that have been refunded the money. I know some people have been asking, has this been released? This is a problem we had with the GTR. A lot of people were saying it's not released, it's not going to be released. And they said, yes, it will. It will. It's definitely being released, but no one got any issues. And we're now at that point again where we're waiting for the second pack. So the second lot of issues, and we're still waiting. Yeah, we're coming up for some stuff. Yeah, so yeah, hi there, Mike. It seems to be a constant excuse, mate, to keep up from cancelling these sending via courier, as I think it's because of the yeah. Now it's really weird. You said about the courier. Now I talked to you before about this. Now when I signed up for the first lot, they kept saying, and I said, well, it's never going to come out. I kept saying to them, well, I don't know why you keep saying it's going to come out. It's never going to come out. And then they kept saying, oh, it's definitely coming out. It's definitely, it's going to be released. And then I got a message out of the blue. I think it was on a Wednesday, and they, like in the evening, about 5 o'clock, and they said, it's been released and it's been posted to you. And I was like, great. The next day, I got a knock on the door from, I think it was TNT or someone like that. And I wasn't expecting anything. And I got a knock on the door, opened up the box, and it was the GTR. It wasn't by Royal Mail, it was by a courier. And it come the next day after they said it had been released from the warehouse. And I was like, I've never had anything from Eaglemoss that quick, ever. And I was just surprised. And I was like, okay, maybe that was just a one-off, or what? It was obviously just a one-off because we're still waiting for the next lot. And I don't know. It's the same with the DB5. I think it will be released, but I don't know. I think it will be released, but I don't think it's going to be yet. I think it will come out. The GTR, I think it's having teething problems, but once again, I don't really know why it's having teething problems, because it's not a new. If it's a new release, fine, but it's not. It's a re-release. It's one they've done previously. And obviously, it's not under the Eaglemoss banner anymore. It's under the the Diecast Collectors Club. I don't know if you can make that out. Hang on. There you go. The Diecast Collectors Club. It's also worth noting that the DB5 is under the Diecast Collectors Club, and so now is the DeLorean as well. So yeah. Coming on nicely to that, I'm glad that everyone yeah, it's also worth noting, now we've obviously had problems with this. I think Eaglemoss are having problems throughout. They had problems before, because I think some people have been having problems with getting their DeLorean deliveries as well. The problem with Eaglemoss is that they outsource everything. So their deliveries and their warehouse is outsourced to a company. Their customer service is outsourced, and I guarantee you that the Facebook Messenger is also outsourced to a different company as well. Nothing that Eaglemoss does is in-house. So it's everything that they do is outsourced, everything. And I think because those companies don't talk to each other, you have this problem of them saying, well, it's been delivered, and then it hasn't, because there's no way of them tracking it, and there's no process in these different companies do not talk to each other, and it frustrates us. Yeah, that's it. I'm waiting actually for my Star Trek box to come out, my Star Trek collection to come out, and I'm waiting for 5 ships and a special, so 6. I'm still waiting, even though the payment for the next month is next week. So let's get on to some questions. Adrian, you got the DB5 issue 1 2. You received them, that's cool. I know some people haven't, and I know some people have. And it seems to be like just with this. I mean, I've received issues 1 and 2. I know some people have. I also know some people haven't, in Mike included. Don't know why. It's a very sort of hit and miss. Mike, let's see what you're saying. I personally think DB5 is a trial. Some people are getting content customer service when you pay, but then they refund it. Very hard for them to deal with. Disney Cakes and Sweets seem to be the only one. Some of their collections are better than others, if you know what I mean. I have had problems on and off with the Star Trek collection, and I know people have had some problems as well on off with the WWE collection that they do as well. But I also know that some people have never had any problems, and it really does seem a bit hit and miss as well. So my relaunch on these sides. Yeah, relaunches. Yeah, the X-Wing. Perfect example. You know, we were told the X-Wing was going to be on a shop release, and then that we were told it was going to come out in the shops in May. It never materialized. A couple of months later, it appeared as a subscribe only, and lo and behold, this week it comes out as a subscription in shops. So what's going on? And I also know people have been having problems with that as well, receiving the same issues over and over again. World of Mike and World of Wayne have both received the same issues a couple of times, even though they've put them back. It's weird. Yes, Mike, what's this? Yeah, Database Factory is the call center for RBA, Panini, Eaglemoss, Warehouse Post Warehouse. Somewhere else very similar to Model Space Payment Team in Germany. Customers. Yeah, another thing with a lot of these companies, Eaglemoss is UK based. It's a UK company, but Model Space and D'Agostini, they're not in the UK, and I do believe Model Space don't even have a UK office anymore. So all their payments and everything else is all done outsourced to everyone. You know, I'll tell you what, Eaglemoss's office is in Knightsbridge in London, and it is just an office. It's probably no bigger than a floor. That's it. Second floor office, I do believe it's on, and it's just a floor, just a whole floor of desks and stuff like that. So everything that Eaglemoss does is outsourced, everything, and that's where the problem becomes the problem, because none of these companies talk to each other. Also, a lot of the old ones relaunch. I'll see the quality. Yeah, some of them do get improved, but some of them are just a relaunch. Now, I know that they've redone the DeLorean, and I think there are some changes, but not much. But I also know that there's some collections, like this cake one that's just come out, that is just straight a re-release. They haven't changed it. And I don't know, and I don't think they've changed the GTR neither. I don't think they've changed that since it was released back in 2011. So, yeah. Yeah, 5 and 6 for nearly 2 months. Yeah, World of Wayne had the same problem. That's with the X-Wing, that is. Yeah, he even said himself that he's done it twice now, and they keep sending him the same issue. he said by the time they've probably sorted it, they'll be up to issue 5 anyway. I'll just collect it from the shop. So I don't really know. Yes, shut down unexpectedly. France website, Eagle Moss. Yeah, what Mike's just said there. Eagle Moss is UK based, so a lot of their stuff that goes to Germany, France, Italy, it's all done from the UK, and there is a little knack to it. And I found the knack out a long time ago for the Star Trek collection, and I think some people done for the Marvel figurine collection as well, is that if you order from the French site and then you put in a UK post date, it turns up here and it just comes in the French language, but the parts are the same. Now, a load of people did this for the DeLorean. It just means that it's weird because they were out of stock of the English speaking one, but not out of stock of the French version. The same parts, just a different version magazine. And people were ordering the French version to get the parts for the English bits. So yeah, a lot of these companies are all out based everywhere else, but Eagle Moss is UK based. And yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens with the old Brexit thing, with all of that. But yeah, also coming up on my show on my channel this week, shall I say, is our flashback. Because I know, Mike, you love watching the flashback. It's the Delta Flyer for our flashback, so keep an eye on that. It's a really nice one. I also received this today, so Star Trek Discovery ship that I received today, so I'll be doing a review of that this week as well. It's just been one of those ends of the year sort of thing, isn't it? It started off very well and it's going to be ending rubbish, really, in terms of stuff, in terms of getting stuff and that. Any news on the Batmobile? Nope. I always thought the Batmobile was scrapped a long time ago, and it's one of these weird things that they promoted and then they sort of stopped, and then I was always under the impression that it got scrapped because Eagle Moss don't really talk about it. Then there was talk about them re-releasing it, but making the model bigger to 1/8 scale. 1/8 scale like the other cars, because it wasn't that originally, or it was the other way around. And as far as I know, it's not happening. But then again, we've been to this place before where we think, oh, it's not going to happen, and then we're like, oh wow, it's gone, it's happened. You know, they just appear. It's also worth noting that a lot of these companies don't like putting out more than 1 or 2 builds a year, and they sort of limit it a little bit, so they don't have so many coming out. Also, as well, with so many collections coming out, we sort of have to, especially me, I have to sort of prioritize what collections I'm going to do. I always do about 2 a year, and that's it. So it means that some collections I miss out on, but then, you know, and others I don't. So this year's one was obviously the Route Master and the GT and the Terminator. The GTR was like a bonus one that I wanted to do, and I was like, oh, I'm in a position I can do that now. So that's it. But the X-Wing I won't be doing. It doesn't sort of appeal to me. I've done the Millennium Falcon and I've done R2-D2. The X-Wing for me, it's nothing for me. And Ecto 1, if anyone wants to know what's going on with my Ecto 1, I won't be doing it. I say I won't be doing it. I don't know yet. I don't know. I said I wouldn't do another Eagle Moss car build after the DeLorean because of the absolute fiasco that was. Then the GTR come along, and you can tell that is also a fiasco. So I am second. I've been really second thinking about doing Ecto 1. I wasn't anyway. Then I thought, I might do. But it's not. Also, it's not just down to me thinking I'm going to get it. It's space. I mean, Ecto 1 is huge, and trying to find somewhere to put it in a 3-bedroom house with 2 kids and dogs and everything else. It's just like, well, if I did it, where would I put it? And that's the solution. That's the thing I've got. So let's have a look at what's up. Thank you for that, Mike. That's cool. Enterprise builds update. Yeah, the size isn't changing. As far as I know, the Enterprise is still due for release next year. When? I don't know. I thought that it was going to be this year. They were going to sort of capitalize on the Star Trek Picard series that was coming out. But after the negativity it got because of the lights around the saucer section weren't there, it's being redesigned, and I think the size isn't changing. I think they're making it so the lights are around the saucer section where they weren't before, and there's other sort of subtle little changes as well. I also believe that they will do a special issue or extend it, because if anyone's a big Star Trek fan like me, you'll know that the Enterprise D, there is a future Enterprise D in All Good Things, the very last episode, with a third nacelle and extra weapons and stuff like that. I guarantee you that Eaglemoss will do that as well. But what I got from Eaglemoss and by asking questions and stuff like that is that the Enterprise is still scheduled to come out next year after it's had an upgrade. I would imagine it would need testing and stuff like that. So I don't see it coming out early next year, probably to the end of the year next year. They could surprise us, like I said, but Star Trek for Eaglemoss is the thing that I think made them, and that it's made them so big, so much money, and that is why that they do so much of it, because they're like the industry standard now. They're like the leaders in it. What's this? Yeah, I like the Apollo 2 build trial. Yeah, the Apollo 2 build, that was an interesting one, because I think that come out before as a test run, and then it come out again as a test run, and I don't know really what happened with it. There was a test run, there was a website up, and yeah, it's just sort of died. I would have liked to have done that. It would have been nice with the Apollo module, and then you have I think you have the diorama of the moon as well. That would have been nice, but I don't really know what's happening with that. It would have been a nice one. Same here, and it needs to be really good quality for me to take it on. Yeah, like I said, that will get extended as well, and a lot of people are sort of like, how do you know this? Well, Ghostbusters 1, there was the Ecto 1, which is the one that we're going to build, Ecto 1 from Ghostbuster 1. But Ecto, so there's the version 1, and then there's Ghostbusters 2 and the Ecto 2 version, which has more lights on the roof rack. It has a lot of more stuff all over the roof rack as well. The roof rack's quite bigger. It's got more lights at the front and the back, and it's got these sort of LED sort of message boards stuck to each side, that on the start of Ghostbuster 2 you see it, and it says who you're going to call, and it comes up with the Ghostbuster logo. And I think that would be really cool, but I don't see that in the main build. I see that as an extra. Whether that's a sort of a special, or whether they extend it, I got a funny feeling that they will extend it. Also, as well, it's worth noting that the Ghostbuster 2 car has a lot more stickers or decals all over it, as well on the doors, the trim. There's all this sort of different stuff. There's little subtle bits, but the main difference is the top of the rack on the top, the luggage bit. And I think there's a few changes on the inside as well for the second version. So yeah, the Bismarck, once again, it didn't really appeal to me, but if it did, then space would be an issue, because it's just too big, and to have it on a wall or something, I'd worry about it. And display purposes, unless you've got a big area for displaying, I couldn't personally display it. I wouldn't be able to display it, just too big. Sweet. Yeah, the Marvel, so popular, the franchise is so good, like Disney cakes and sweets, over 5 million copies, very successful. One tried to come back, but they have to allow a 2-year gap between them coming out. Yeah, I know they've re-released so much. I don't know if anyone remembers How Your Body Works with Billy Bones, I do believe it was called. We got it for the kids, and it builds the skeleton and then all the organs, and then you get the outer bits and stuff like that. the kids loved that. But I mean, my oldest daughter now is 13, and that's been released 3 times since she was little. So yeah, and they do like re-releasing stuff, lots of stuff. If you're watching, say hi. I'll pop it up and we'll say what we have to say and talk and everything else. I'm absolutely loving this. But yeah, for me, X01 is quality and space. I've just not got the space. I mean, I've had trouble having the Millennium Falcon. In fact, the Millennium Falcon is at my brother's house. Because I couldn't store it here. I was frightened of the kids knocking it or the dogs knocking it. I wouldn't feel safe with it on the wall or even hovering. I see Wayne's got one where he's hooked it up, rigged it behind him. And I would be really scared if that was me. I wouldn't. Yeah. Did you get the skin? RBA. What's that? Hiya. I'm still waiting for issue 26. Yeah, most people are still waiting for issue 26. Like I said, everyone's waiting for issue 26. I got issue 26 when it came out of the shops, but everyone else seemed to skip it. Now I seem to skip the Rootmaster magazine, issue 79. And I got it this week, just gone, and tomorrow I'm hoping that issue 80 and 81 is there. If issue 80 is there, that means they've skipped a week. Now have they skipped a week with hang on a second, I'm just going to try and get my magazines here to show you, because I've got them up to date. Yeah, so I've been able to collect them all up to date. So I've got 24, 25, 26 was out in the shops just like it should have been, and 27. So I know some people have been waiting for issue 26, but yeah, mine just yeah, that was it. So yeah, it just went. Bye Aidan, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for checking us out. That's great. Real life bugs 3 times with same with rocks. Yeah, the real life bugs I remember collecting them as well, and the gems and minerals as well, I think they were. Yeah, we've collected them as well over the years for the girls, for the kids. They all like that. We had all the bugs. Someone had a really neat idea of getting them and then backlighting them. So they came in like a clear. You collected them and they go in like this clear case. And because the case is plastic underneath, but the little bits that they go in is sort of see-through, you could actually light it and it lights up and it looks really nice lit up. Oh no, we've seen that one. How your body works? Sorry, yeah, how your body works? Yeah, it came with the skeleton. It was how your body works. And the skeleton was called Billy Bones. I just remember getting it each week, and you got a little bit of a bone, and you stuck it there, and you can't the skeleton, and then you'd collect the organs, and then the skin over the top, and that one just seemed to go on forever as well. But yeah, I've collected that. There was also a really good one as well called My 3D Planet, and it was huge, and it had a bit in the middle that you could take out, and you could see the core. And it had other little bits on it and little landmarks all over it, and you could it had like a 3D effect around it, which you then take off, and you had like a map underneath the work. It was really cool, but they've never re-released it. I'm really surprised. I just got the Lego Technic Porsche 911 RTS to build yeah, it's always nice to have something else to build. I really want to get into the Lego, but it's sort of trying to find out which one to go for first, because there's so many. A friend of mine's got the Millennium Falcon, the big Millennium Falcon. I think it cost him like £400 to get, and he still hasn't built it. It's still in its box in his house to see it there. I was like, why aren't you building it? Do anything to get Bugs back. What about Downton Abbey DVD collection? No Downton Abbey in this house. Nope, we don't watch things like that. But we're not Downton Abbey fans, I'm afraid. I never opted for the skin cunt me out. Yeah, yeah. So basically, I think it was. This is Billy Bones. We're going about how your body works. I think it was really short, so it was only like 60 issues to complete the skeleton, and then you got the organs as like an extra, and then the skin over the top was also extra. It was like a continuation of the build. And then I think after that you could build mock-ups of like how the digestive system works and how the lungs and all that work. We had it somewhere. I mean, it could be in the loft, it could be up there somewhere. Yeah, that was Hachette 3D Globe. Yeah. The pocket watches, yeah, the toy trains as well. I remember all them. Yeah, my brother collected the military watches when they come out. I mean, do you remember them? The military watches. They did a whole series on military watches, and my brother got the whole set. So they were like, it was like the German Marines, and then it was like the Italian military and the Italian Air Force. How they did these different watches? I didn't even know, but he collected that. So I remember him collecting that. Miniature clocks, yeah, miniature clocks. They've done all these sort of things. That was Igor Marcello. Yeah, yeah, yep. Yeah, the solar system is another one. I think Igor must have done, and I've done a few times. They haven't redone the 3D printer now. Egomos a couple of years ago, I think, brought out a 3D printer part build, and they've never re-released it. I think they should re-release it. I think that'd be great. But yeah, it built. It was small, but a working 3D printer. Something that I saw and I was like, I sort of regret getting them. I should have got it. But yeah, I should have really got that because I'd like a 3D printer and I think it would work really well. But I don't know if anyone had any issues with it. I just remember seeing it. But yeah, I got the Star Wars helmet collection and the Star Trek ships. Yeah, obviously I'll collect the Star Trek ships. Hang on a sec. That's coming up on my flashback channel, but I'm waiting for the new issues. So I'm waiting for issue 55, 56, 57, 58, 158, should I say, 155, 155, 156, 157, 158, and the special, and a back order that I've had for quite some while, 153. Now, when they all come in, I'll be posting videos left, right, and centre. All these Star Trek videos will be going all over the place. But yeah, I've also, this came today. This came in the post. I forgot I even ordered it. But that, well, where's that? There we go. Yeah. So that I'll be doing a review on that on this week. So that should be on the channel this week. But yeah, that turned. I forgot all about it really. But yeah, I was quite surprised that turned up. But yeah, the Star Wars helmets I think were the Agostini, and they came out at the same time as the Fact File did. And I don't know, the helmet's still going. I don't even know if they're still going. But yeah, I don't know if the helmets are still going, but I remember collecting them. I think I got 4 somewhere. Darth Vader, C-3PO, Luke's X-Wing helmet, and Boba Fett, I think I've got somewhere. I didn't stay collecting it, but yeah, I definitely remember them. Just like the Marvel, just like the Star Wars Fact File. I think they've done that a couple of times as well. When that came out last, I think they've done that a few times. Good point, Kevin. Could be bad sales. Yeah. Yep. They stop these collections sometimes halfway through if they've got no one buying them, which is really frustrating because if you've invested in it and then they just stop it out of the blue because of bad sales, that happens. It happens. Yeah, and they judge their sales as well. It's worth noting that they don't judge their sales on you picking them up from the news agents. They judge their sales on subscriptions. So how many people are subscribing. So if you want a collection to carry on, it's worth subscribing. Oh yeah, awesome. I like that very much, Kev. What was that? I've been rabbiting on? Oh, what the Star Trek ships that I'm doing. Was that it? Oh, hang on a second. I want the Titanic out. I think they've done the Titanic before. I think that's been out before. A lot of these model ships. Do you even remember the Black Pearl? They did Pirates of the Caribbean, Black Pearl. Yeah, so look at the dog collection. Yeah, that little dog collection has come out a few times. Once again, it's something that I think I've picked up one or two for the girls, but nothing to collect. But yeah, it's like, I think it's the little dogs with the big noses, isn't it? They've brought it out a few times, and then it was relaunched, then immediately suspended. Yeah, it goes on sales. So if they're not selling them, there's no need to redo them. You know, it's look at the Marvel Fact File, the Doctor Who collection, the Star Trek ships. They're doing so well that they continue to do them because they're doing so well. I think they'll struggle once the normal Star Trek collection finishes, which is why I think they keep bringing them out. The Star Wars helm stopped at issue 80. Oh, okay, so it didn't go on for very long. I always thought, like when you sat there and you figured out they was sort of doing the droid heads as well, weren't they? It wasn't just the helmets; they were also doing the droids as well. Obviously, C-3PO. Did they do Grievous? You know, they're not helmets; they're droid heads. So I thought that when you sit down, you've got the extended universe as well. So you've got the new films that are just coming out. You kind of thought, oh, this could go on for a long time. And I think it was planned for 70 issues, wasn't it? So 80 wasn't that far past that. I'm wondering whether they stopped it early. Ship in post. Ship in post. What, this one? Yeah, it's cool. A lot of people don't like it. I'm just going to take it out and have a quick look. I will do a proper review. But it's kind of a cool one. I kind of like it. It's a Vulcan ship from Star Trek Discovery. But it's a weird one. Yeah. I like that. A lot of people were like, oh, no, this is not very good. But actually, I'm actually quite impressed with it. It's a really heavy ship as well. It's really heavy. But we'll do a proper review on that in the week. Yes, 2012. Yes, it was epic. And yep, so that one, yeah, I will be doing a review on that one. And obviously, when, like I said, when the other ones turn up, which is, I'm hoping it's this week. Because like I said, next week I pay for this month's Star Trek ships. And they normally come around now, but they haven't turned up. So, yes. Yep. Yes, bro. Ooh. I think there's a bit of a delay on getting the messages on YouTube and then coming through. Where is it? There. Coming through StreamYard. I think there's a little bit of a delay. Is there? I think there is. I think there's a delay. Because I've got it here on my phone. Look, you. Yeah, I've done that a minute ago. It's a bit of a lag, but that's okay. But like I said, there's I'm watching myself. Yeah, there's a bit there, sort of lagging up. Is there any games that anyone wants to see me play? Because I've got me my Xbox controller, because I do it from here. At the moment, I'm doing Gears of War 4, getting ready for Gears of War 5, because I get the Xbox Unlimited subscription. It means I get Gears of War for free to play because it's a Microsoft one. So I'll be doing that. What's this? Yeah, you have to have two screens on. Yeah, there's a delay from me talking, and then it seems to record what I'm talking about and reading. Then it goes to YouTube, and then there's a delay also coming back with the thing. It's not like sort of some. Yeah, one for stream, one for comments. Yeah, there is definitely a delay between the comments and stuff coming up. So yes, yes, Gears of War 5. Yeah, I will be doing the campaign on that, even though I'm still doing the campaign on. Yep, got to go. Been a great update. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Dave. Nice one. See you next time. I'll be doing this each month. So the first Monday of every month, I'm going to be doing this. So yeah, Mike, stay and take care. Yeah, everyone, take care. Yeah, I won't be on much more longer, but I'll be definitely doing this again. This has been really good. I like this. But yeah, I'll be doing this the first Monday of every month. This sort of chat. Wayne does one every. I think it's every 2 weeks, but it's sort of all jumbled up with him. So, but I'll be definitely doing this one. Yeah. Every first Monday of every month, I'm going to be doing this. Obviously, I still do my T800 podcast, which I'll still going to be doing that one. So that's I think that's Thursday. Is it the first Thursday of the month? I think it is. So I think it's this Thursday. Would people prefer it live or not? Would people prefer me to do it live? Because this is much more interactive, I feel. Yeah. I'll be there. Lovely show. I know you do, Mike. As you know, I do. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't. Should I do the T800 live? Because I think this is much more interactive, and then you can ask me questions, and I can try and answer them for you. Also, as well, is the volume okay? Because I'm using my camera and the mic on the camera. So I've got an E920 camera, which is really good, and I mean the picture quality coming up is really good. Is it really good on there? It looks really good actually. Me just glancing at my phone. It looks actually all right. Yes. Yeah. So you would prefer? So I might. Yes. This Thursday I might do another one to do with the T800. But yeah, there's not really much more to say. I'm just waiting for a load of stuff to turn up. I seem to go through lags where I don't have 1 or 2 weeks. I don't really have anything, and then I get a week where I've got loads, or they all just pours through. I really want the GTR. I really want that GTR to turn up. Like I had the last message I had was like, "Oh, it's been delayed." That's all I keep getting. The message I had, I think it was on month. When was it? Was it today? I think it was today. They said it was this morning, and they said that it's been delayed. There's a problem at the warehouse. It's also worth noting that they've not even tried to take any money from me. Don't know why. I don't. I know some other people have been having issues getting issue 2 or shipment 2. So I know some people have been having that issue, just like I have, and they haven't even tried taking the money. They've not even bothered to try and take the money, which is weird. I don't. Yeah, it's really strange. Same here. Been so many emails back and forth. I've given up emailing them now because I messaged them. Now they message me. They come to me. I don't even ask them questions. They come to me and say we're keeping it. I worry for the second shipment. Yeah, the second shipment. My wife said, because it's really for my wife, because she loves her car. She done the Ford Mustang. That was the last build she did, and she saw the GTR and she was like, "Oh, I'd love that. That would go well with it." And she's got like a little section downstairs of Fast and Furious because she loves all. We love going to all the car meets and stuff like that, Shatter Gang and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, she's got that, and she goes, "That would go really well with my Fast and Furious lot." So we thought, "Oh, we'll do that then." And she's saying that she might not want to carry on. I want to carry on with it, but she's saying she might not want to. The problem as well is you can't buy them online. You can't even buy them through the shop. You can only subscribe. So I don't really know if there's There's no other way. You have to wait. You just have to. They've really got one over on us. Yeah, but like I said, they've not even taken the payment. No payment's been taken. How's Phoenix? Yeah, I'll probably have her. I might have her on the show this week. So if the T800 magazine's there tomorrow, then I'll put her on the show. But yeah, she's fine. Yeah, my bearded dragon. Yeah, she's asleep now. So they're not nocturnal. They sleep during the night. They're very different. Most of these sort of lizards and stuff like that are nocturnal, but bearded dragons aren't. They're awake during the day and active as well. Talking of which, do you think the Fast and Furious is out? Do you think they'll be trying to save cost of paying the news agents? Yeah, when I saw it, and we've signed up to the Fast and Furious one, the Dodge, I think it's the Dodge Charger. Once again, it's been one of those things where we're like, oh, we want it. We've set it all up. They've got our bank details, and we're still waiting. I think it's actually started in the US as well, which is weird. I think that's just started in the US. I'm on 158, 150. Oh, it's a Star Trek collection. Yeah. It's a funny story with the Star Trek one. They were supposed to I'm getting, hopefully this week, issue 158 and 159, but they missed out. They sent me some back order ones that I was waiting for last month, but forgot last month's ones. So I'm waiting for quite a few to come. Like I said, I think it's 6 ships. I'm so confused with it. When it comes up, I'll be like, these ones I need? Do I need these ones? I don't know. But yeah, I'm waiting for a few. And the Senator, the special. It's weird about that special as well, because it's only just been released on the Shop Zone. It was on pre-order before. But if you buy from the newsagents, it was out last week. You could have bought it. I'm still waiting. I paid for mine. I'm still waiting for the special. But do you collect the specials as well? Because I skipped the last two. I skipped the Vengor and Doomsday because I didn't really want them. But yeah, Mike. Having said that, Wizarding World is via the sister company, and that is available via the online shop. Yeah. What I've found is I don't see the Diecast Club, as now what it's calling itself, with the cars and stuff like that. None of that stuff's available through the shop, and I don't know why. It's a really weird thing. But yeah, the Wizarding World's another one that I think a lot of people have been having problems with as well, a bit like the WWE one, where they've been waiting a long time for them. They seem to be I don't know if anyone knows, but they had a massive warehouse fiasco, or warehouse gate, as I think it's been known, where they had massive problems on delivering and getting their deliveries out, and it pushed everything all over the place. And yeah, so basically the company, the rumor that I heard was that the company that they were distributing from wasn't paid and refused to send out the goods, and so the goods had to change from another one. I also heard rumors that the company that were distributing them went into administration. I done a little back check, and the company's still going, so they didn't go into administration. So something happened there. Something makes you think something happened. Something definitely happened there. Yes, you do collect specials. Yeah, I like some of the specials, but yeah, the Doomsday and the Vengor didn't really rock my boat, as it would say. Ads 75. Evening. Issue 28. Did you think the back shoulder plate we get will be die cast or plastic? I think it's going to be die cast. I've got a very funny feeling that that whole chest section is going to be die cast. I did see it at MCM Manchester, but it was behind a bloody plexiglass and you couldn't touch it. You could only see it. And that was when I reported that it might have trouble holding the gun up. There was enough room in the glass cabinet for it to hold the gun, but it wasn't holding it. When I asked the guy at the desk, he said that they, when they put it together, they had trouble with it holding the gun. And so they left it off and they left it sort of behind it, sort of just leaning behind it. But yeah, the shoulder plate. Yeah, so the big part. So I said, I don't know what that big part is. It's the back of the shoulder plate. I think it may be die cast. I wouldn't have thought it'd be plastic, but you know, there again. The DC bus will think that there is suspended as 36 is nowhere to be seen yet. They changed warehouses. That what the hell really going? Oh my god, tell us more. Yeah, so okay, yeah, so they changed warehouses. Okay, now it was around the time when a lot of people, when a lot of the companies were some companies went bankrupt and stuff like that, where they stopped distributing stuff. And the rumor going around was that was the case. Eaglemoss had changed warehouse because this other company had gone bust, just like the one in Australia, where the company down there went bust. It was nothing to do with that because the company that they used here in the UK is still operating. And so the other rumor was that Eaglemoss didn't pay. There was a discrepancy. I think the rumor that I heard was that the company wanted more money for posting stuff out, and Eaglemoss refused, and the company refused to post stuff out. So Eaglemoss was in panic mode, I do believe, and that is why there was this near enough a month or two before any subscription stuff sent out. DeLorean, Marvel, Star Trek, there was a time where it stopped and there was nothing going out for over a month, even stuff you ordered on through the web shop as well. And yeah, the warehouse move is what they called it. But the rumor going around was that Eaglemoss didn't pay them, and they said, okay, if you're not paying us, we're not sending your stuff out. And they ran around trying to find another distributor to do it. That was the rumor. I mean, like I said, it's just a rumor. It could mean nothing, but that's what I heard. Maybe that's why they moved the warehouse. Yep. Yeah. I can only report what I hear. And they were saying that that the company that they used, yeah, the claim was they needed a bigger warehouse. But the thing that made it very suspicious wasn't the fact that they were moving warehouse. It was the fact that it all seemed to drop on them very quickly. I mean, if you're moving warehouse, and I've done this before through my work, where we've moved from another office to another one, and they stagger it. Yeah, Eaglemoss seemed to move everything on one day, and it took them over 2 months to sort it out. So you tell me, because like I said, I've moved warehouses with companies before, and it's staggered, and they still have to operate. They still have to operate the system while the move is going on. But with Eaglemoss, they went, "Oh, we're moving to a bigger warehouse, and you won't get anything for 2 months." Well, you know, the first thing you think of is, well, why? What's, you know, there was something else going on back there. There was something else. Yeah, I remember that everyone thought that they went bankrupt. Yeah, the census was that the company they were using went bankrupt, but you can actually still find the company online. I'm not going to tell you which company, but they're still operating. It was nothing to do with what had happened, because it was not long after what had happened in Australia with the company there that went bankrupt. And yeah. I mean, if you're moving warehouse, you do it slowly, don't you? And you still carry on posting stuff out, so there's no disruption. But there was over 2 months disruption of them trying to do stuff. So even if a company goes bankrupt, there is some telltale signs that that's happening. But like I said, the company that they used to get from, I don't think it went bankrupt. I think it's still operating. So, how does what work? Ooh, Detective Kev. All this stuff's out there. I mean, people talk about it on the Facebook and the forum groups, and all you got to do is ask the right questions and talk to the right people and follow the right people, and it all sort of it all comes out. It all does come out in the end. But yeah, that was that fiasco, and that's gone. But Eaglemoss still seem to have the distribution problem. It's worth noting as well that when all this stuff that we've got this month coming, they've already had for about 6 or 7 weeks, because their orders come through boat. They don't come through plane. They come on a big boat, and I think they do it like this. Is why it takes so long. So all the stuff that we're getting now, say for the Star Trek ships, like hang on a second, yeah, like this for instance. So when this was released, I mean, this has been probably a good 9 to 10 months in production before we've actually got physical copies of it in our hands. So this has been made, produced, boxed, and sent over here all very slowly. So it's taken about 9 months to make and then ship it, and for us to get it. So you do the maths on that. So, you know, when this came out, they already had issues up to 10, 11. Yeah. Yeah, when you move, you do it with as minimum disruption as possible. And I know from going through the forums and Facebook pages now, I know that loads of people unsubscribed to their collection because of that. Because the newsagents were getting their delivery as fine. It was just subscribers. Because there's 2 warehouses. There's one for subscribers and one for shop orders. But both of these warehouses are in the same warehouse. When it comes to online subscribers, they go to another warehouse. I'm sorry, when newsagents get it, it goes to another warehouse. So in our area, WH Smith News work, and they distribute to all the shops and petrol station. Anywhere you buy a newspaper, WH Smith News delivers to. And WH Smith get theirs from Eaglemoss, but not from the subscriber or online shop warehouse. They get it from another warehouse. And it's worth noting that a lot of the stock that they get in WH Smith News is delivered to them a week normally in advance. So Eaglemoss are up to something. No more newsagents or scrubs. Very weird. Now, they do this because of cost. I think I've mentioned to you before. So it costs them a lot of money to deliver to newsagents. And if they can get you to subscribe, it means that they can do away with that arm of it, and it saves them quite a bit of money. So that's why they do that. And like I said, they don't, when you buy in the shops, they don't know how many being bought or sold. They only know by subscription numbers. So they offer DPD via shop, but won't for subscribers. Apparently they get more orders. They need to offer subscribers. Yeah, I think, the problem with the subscribers as well is that there's no way of tracking it. So you can get these, you can get a say for instance, Eaglemoss delivered me this. Now I could be very, 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 very dishonest and say it never arrived, and they would send me a replacement even though I've got it. And there's no way of them knowing ever. And I think that system needs to change. I think it needs to change, because I guarantee they're losing a lot of money over it. Yeah, and now 6 weeks before delivery on the DeLoreans. Yeah, it's all to save money. It's all to save money. It's not. It doesn't benefit us. It benefits them. It's us. It's to save money. So they don't have to ship out as much, and so it saves on the cost of postage, because they use Royal Mail, and I work for Royal Mail, so I know that they ain't cheap. and yeah, so they ain't cheap. Yeah, then it don't turn up. Replace 21 days after. Then third track. That's right. That's right. But like I said, there's a lot of people online selling them on Facebook. I mean, not Facebook, sorry, on eBay that are selling them. And you kind of think, well, if you don't want them, why are you selling them straight away? And if they're extra, how are they extra? Because some of them are not. Some of the ones that they're selling aren't even out in the shops yet. Because the subscribers are, I do believe, on the Star Trek ships, the subscribers are one ahead, one issue ahead. So, and if, like you said, like, you know, if you don't want them, why collect? I don't know why it is. Tell me about £156 for a PO box. Yeah, prices are about to go up as well. Prices are about to go up, and we're going to be balloted on the 14th for strike action. So we may be striking over Christmas. Yeah, that's not in the newspapers. That's not on the news, but it's happening. 14th of September, we're being balloted for strike action. You heard it here. But yeah, it's not a secret. I suppose it's just not newsworthy until we go on strike. Oh yeah, I like the builds. People are buying to sell it on. It doesn't necessarily mean you're getting twice as much. Yep, yep, that's true. That's very true. Amount of people that have sold due to lack of funds. Yeah, it happens with the collections, I'm afraid. Yeah, it's a sad thing, but I've said this before, and I think in the Facebook groups, that half of the people that subscribe will not finish these builds, and that is due to loads of factors. You know, financial, board, don't want to carry on. There's loads of reasons why people don't carry on, but they don't carry on. And it's worth noting that half of the people that half of the people that are doing the Terminator and the Route Master and all these sort of ones probably won't finish it. They'll either stop, pause, or they just don't want to carry on with it anymore, or they can't because they can't financially do it, or they need money for something else. You know, things come up. But it is worth noting that happens. No, that's actually, I'll get parcel 4 months after Christmas, which was due in November. It's very busy over Christmas for Royal Mail, and I mean, if you see how much work there goes through the Royal Mail system during Christmas, I think your eyeballs will fall out. But there's a lot of work. Excuse me. You have to think it won't be out ever again unless successful. DeLorean is cut and shut, in my opinion. Well, it's been released. It's been re-released. You can actually re-order it online. I've seen the advert on TV about doing it, but it's only for online. I've not seen it in the shops. But I think the DeLorean was successful, so I would imagine they would either re-release it or you can get it again. The problem they have, I've seen the advert on the TV advertising like the DeLorean already again. It's not a re-release, but I do believe they have a lot of problems with some of the issues being out of stock, and they're telling people to subscribe. Madness. Monthly subscribers should be tracked for first time with an email to say it's been dispatched. I do get an email. That is something I do get occasionally from Eaglemoss. I do get an email occasionally saying your items have been dispatched, and it's really weird. So I get that email, and then the next day I get my items, and they only send that occasionally. But I have been sent. that. If I've ordered stuff off the web shop, I do get a tracking number. And if you go on the DPD app, you can actually track it right to your door. You can even call the driver. That's how cool it is. But monthly subscribers should be tracked. Monthly subscribers they're cash cow, and you know, we should be priority, but we're not. In fact, shop orders are priority. It's just really, it's a wrong system. You think, you know, the problem is that they entice you in with the free gifts. I think, well, we're giving you these free gifts, you should be happy. And then, yeah, and then we just have to wait, and it's really, really, really. Does anyone collect? Let's go through some of these. Let's hope that one is much more, much improved. Yeah. Now, the DeLorean. I think if you redo the DeLorean now, I think it comes with. Is it the manual transmission? I'm getting that right. I think it came with the automatic, and it's actually a manual transmission. And I think they've done that now. And I think some of the screws and some of the things they've changed, only very slightly. And track, yeah, you can track it on the map. The app is really good. So on the app, you can call the driver, you can tell him where to leave it, and you can track him on the map as well. That's really cool. Yeah, and you get the driver's name. Yeah, and like I said, you get the phone number, so you can actually call him as well. I don't call him though. But have you tried to send loads to get them gifts, Kev? But have to spend loads to get them gifts, Kev. What was that? That's that. No, I don't know what's that about. I'm rabbiting on here. I'm going to have to go off in a minute because it's going past. I said I was only going to be on it for an hour. I'm now an hour and 10 minutes in. But yeah, I think I'm actually going to finish up there. It's been really, really great. This has been really cool, and I'm going to continue to do these. But this sort of podcast I'm going to do once a month, the first Monday of every month. So the next one will be in November. But yeah, I like the interaction of this. So I think I'm going to do the T800 podcast. I'm going to do as a live one on Thursday. So join us for that. Make sure you click to subscribe, obviously, because obviously you'll miss out on all this greatness. Yeah, thank you for joining me and watching. Yeah, thumbs up to everyone who came on. Thank you for interacting with us as well, and this journey of talk. And we'll see you soon. Thank you for watching.